Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Now, the Laventille Regional Corporation is having a very interesting initiative coming up. It's running from the 24th of April, which is Monday coming, all the way to culminate on the 31st of May. And what it's all about is the Youth Council Statutory meeting. This morning, I want to welcome Alderman Edison McFarlane, as well as Councillor for the Maracas Bay Santa Cruz Lafayette area, Sudhir Sagram Singh. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
All right, so tell me about this Youth Council. What is the Youth Council all about?
Traditionally, annually, the Parliament has a youth parliament. And we would have met with the facilitators of the youth parliament. And they would have guided us as to the process, as to how they do their process. And the corporation, via the council, would have looked at their process and would have designed a process similar that is going to more replicate the council of the Laventille Regional Corporation.
And what the council does exactly.
And what the council does.
Okay, what was the initiative for this to happen in the first place? Why do we want a youth council for Laventille?
It is a method or a vehicle towards allowing the young people to understand the significance and the importance of not only the regional corporation, but local government as a whole.
What is the importance of local government?
So I think, especially for some of our viewers, even asking what the Council of Laventille
Well, yeah, I was going to get back into the council after, so let me start with the broad.
the council, more or less, is all the elected and not unelected members of who sit and represent the interests of the people of Laventille. So it consists of persons like myself, who is a councillor, as well as members who are nominated. Based on the results of the election, we have persons like Alderman McFarlane. And we more or less sit as like a board of directors who represent the interests of the people and set the tone for policy and oversight the operations of the corporation. So all the activities that take place in the corporation has to be deliberated on at the council. So it's a very meaningful group of persons meeting together to have serious discussion.
Approximately how many people are on the council?
Well, right now we have 14 councillors and 4 aldermen. So the total council is 18 members.
And well, I guess once you have a quorum, you could have a meeting.
Of course.
Yes.
And then make your decisions as you go forward. All right, this is very interesting. So the youth council will be replicating these meetings, and they would be seeing, all right, this is what we need for the area, or they will be making recommendations.
It is an exact replica of it.
And would those recommendations come to y'all, or they just doing that to practice?
No, it's going to be, it's not coming to us. It's as if they're acting in our positions.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Councillor Sagram Singh has a Blanchishire Secondary School. So he will visit that school on Monday.
Right.
And the person who comes out as the youth councillor will sit in his position as a councillor.
Okay, just now. So this is we're getting into how it's going to be executed now, right? The actual youth council. So you're going to different secondary schools. You're saying you have the Blanchishire School. Is it that? So you have 18 councillors. You have one per secondary school.
14
We have
councillors.
14 councillors and 4 aldermen.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it that you're going one per school?
Yes, what is going to take place? There are 12 secondary schools within the municipality. So because we have 14 councillors, there are 2 schools. I would have 2 councillors visiting that school on that particular day.
Does that mean they get 2 representatives coming out of that school?
Coming out of that school.
Okay.
Yeah. So the process is that on Monday, be the 24th of April, the councillors will visit the schools for which fall within their electoral district.
Right.
They will have discourse with the students, have an interaction, a question and answer segment. Coming out of that, we then go to what we will call the nomination day. So you realize that the process takes the exact same process that the councillor would undergo to become an elected official.
Right. Except that this time is only the school voting for you.
Yes.
You're not canvassing the community.
No,
anything like
just-
that.
No,
All
just
right.
school,
your
yeah.
form. So your form for department is your electorate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have permission from the ministry for the form for department.
Okay.
So your form for department is your electorate, and you have the opportunity after the nomination day to campaign. The school will hold debates.
Right.
Yeah, you can do your flyers.
Okay.
It's going to be the exact same process. The day before the election, all flyers, everything must cease. No canvassing within a certain period, a certain distance.
Okay. And we having proper elections and everything.
Yes, sir.
You're not facilitating the elections, as in you're setting everything, so the school is organizing.
We are working along with the school to do it. We are providing all the apparatus.
Okay.
So we have the green line, red line. Everything is the consecutive numbers. It is the exact process for which when you walk into the voting booth, it's going to be the exact same thing.
Okay. All right. This sounds very, very interesting. So you get to the point where we vote to somebody, we choose the representative, and then what happens?
After that, we go to 2 days of training.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to have the young people sit into the council, and we're going to be training them in etiquette, dress, debating skills, oral, the ability to...
You're going to get through all that in 2 days?
Yes, sir. We're
It's a very interactive process, and it highly involves the council, the members of council, because during that process, we have an opportunity to interact with these young persons, these representatives, and outside of the communicating the skills that they may need to represent their district at the youth council, we get an idea of what are the issues that are facing them, what are some of the things that are priorities for them as young persons, which obviously are different as compared to adults, you know. So that interaction really is helpful for both of us, both the sitting council as well as the upcoming members of the youth council.
So the 2-day situation is happening on a one-on-one basis, or is it that we're all coming back together with the council and these elected representatives?
It's happening both. For the 2 days, that is the actual training session.
Right, but the training, that's what I mean, the training is one-on-one training, or the training is a group training?
It's a group training.
Okay.
Day after that, the week after that, an entire week has been allocated for the respective youth councillor to interact with the councillor for which area for which they're serving.
Okay.
So
all right, so it's like a mentorship of sorts.
Of course.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, and then what's the next step after that?
The next step is we go to the youth council. We go to the statutory meeting of the youth council.
Right.
Yeah, so for which we, as the team who have designed and working with the youth council, will sit and make a sort of a proposal, a teasing proposal that is going to invoke debate and conversation among
Is it going to
youth
be
council.
something that you're making up, or is it something that you're actually considering implementing?
No, this is going to be an annual event.
No.
the
I mean
issue.
the
issue?
issue that you're going to present to them.
We are going to be looking at national issues.
Of
things
course,
that are
issues that are
affecting-
impacting young persons,
Right.
impacting society.
Right.
So it will hopefully spark some discussion among their peers. You know, because even the only difference between the youth council and the regular council, we operate in a party politics system, right?
Right.
So each member of council will belong to a particular party.
Right.
However, each youth member of council will not be representing a party. They will more or less be an independent candidate representing their district.
Right.
So we want to spark that kind of conversation where you'll have very individual views, views that will sort of influence the way that others think, and it will really, you know, hopefully produce some good ideas and ways forward with dealing with whatever issue we choose to highlight at that particular day.
Yeah, I like this initiative. I think that it's important for not just young people to feel a part of the process, but to understand what the process is. Because I don't think, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of young people, I mean, to some extent, some adults still don't even understand what the process is, what a council does, or what the local government does versus what your central government does. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, but that local government elections, it is not the highest subscribed election.
Of course.
A very politically correct way to put it. Well played, sir.
and therefore, we are also looking at the future electors.
Yes.
So if they can have a proper understanding as to the role and function, the importance of local government in their everyday life, the collection of garbage, of refuge and other items, you know, it's a critical process that local government carries out. And I think that if we can influence and get their minds to understand what the process is, it will impact so that they would understand the importance of voting.
Yeah, you know, they say local government is the arm of government that sits closest to the people. And outside of the core responsibilities that we would have for maintaining all local roads and bridges, all local water courses, recreational facilities, garbage collection, all those things. We are also one of the major coordinating agencies between central government agencies such as utilities, Ministry of Works, even healthcare to some extent, and coordinating the works that they do in communities.
Right.
So for instance, most times councils will be called about many issues regarding water, electricity, or Ministry of Works issues. And obviously the job of a council is to lobby, you know, for
on
those
behalf of the
the persons.
Yeah.
We don't just pass the buck and say, you know what, contact WASA, contact TNTech, contact Ministry of Works. We have to go the distance in ensuring that those agencies come into those communities and deliver on their mandate. So the coordination there is critical and is an important factor in local government.
And I want to thank you very much for coming on and sharing that, and of course for the work that you guys continuously have been doing in your particular corporation in your district. Thank you very much for the work. Please keep it up, and I encourage this initiative. Of course, getting the youth involved is always a positive step.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. That was Alderman Edison McFarlane and Councillor Sudhir Sagaram Singh. Sagaram Singh. I get almost right.
That was good, man. That was good.
To chat about the Youth Council. Please stay tuned. It's the Now Morning Show. We have a lot more in store for you guys still.